Last time on Square Roots, murder on the streets, sexual harassment in the workplace, and radicalization at home. Also, a gas attack heightens tensions with the Canary, and everybody hates Meryl. On the plus side, we got a cool new house. Who cares what's happening in the world as long as we got ours, am I right, fellas?
Welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. This is episode 300! Hundo! And for our big, spectacular 300th episode, we're bringing you a very special episode of Dragon Age 2. Okay, it's just the next episode of Dragon Age 2. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And this week, I'm joined by everybody's favorite pair of co-hosts, Johnny Kunari Brandon and Vanessa.
I'm Vanessa.
And this week, we're going to play to the end of Act 2 in Dragon Age 2. Usually I know what episode we're doing is of the season, but I'm not prepared.
Oh.
I just woke up, I was asleep,
you little sleepy
and then I woke
boy.
up. This is episode 4 of season 30-something. Dragon Age 2. Does anybody have any questions about what we do on this podcast, or...
Well, play a classic RPG and talk about it like a book club for your ears.
What was that great name that we thought we came up with a month ago? Through.
But we did not. There's like 18 podcasts called that.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we can still use the word. We're a talk through podcast. Gang, we're going to play through the game. We're probably not going to pay as much attention as you would like. We're going to miss a lot of the lore that you would prefer that we talk about. But we're going to have fun doing it.
But I love lore.
Okay. Well, I'm a data fan, but that's fine too. Vanessa.
I love B4.
Vanessa.
Yes, I love character.
Before we dive into this
B4.
week's Dragon Age... Yeah, we get it. Before we
B4.
dive into this week's Dragon Age talk through, let's talk about some hot gaming news.
This is the hottest it gets. This is the intersection of games and Hollywoods. Mr.
Wow.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is going to be starring in the biggest, baddest video game movie you have ever seen.
Heck yeah. What movie?
He won't say.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he just says it's biggest, baddest. He says it's the best franchise that he's been playing forever. Mm-hmm. The most badass franchise. And that's it.
You already tried Doom, so we don't think it's that, right?
Yeah, probably not.
Well, let's do a quick roundtable of guesses. Trying not to pull off of what we've definitely seen online. It's a little bit tough, but I'll go first. I think that he might be playing Fox McCloud.
No, that's the guy from Highlander, right?
Yes, the fox from Highlander that fucks the frog. That's who I believe the Rock will be playing in.
Vanessa's very upset that there won't be a fox frog sex scene in that.
That's not what I was saying. I'm just saying
I was the one that was upset about that.
Oh.
I believe
I wouldn't say
in
I'm
the
upset.
world,
I'm just sending death threats to people. Sorry,
in the world of Star Fox, it is possible for a fox and a frog to get married and have hybrid babies. I believe that all animals who have gone through the anthropomorphizing, human-y, make them part human process can mate with each other.
So you're saying you are positing that any two animated anthropomorphized characters can mate and will just produce a random anthropomorphic offspring.
Absolutely not. Take, for example, the classic pairing of Kermit the Frog, hi-ho, and Miss Piggy. When they come together to mate, they produce both male and female offspring. The males are frogs, and the females are pigs.
Okay. So is that always the way? So, like, if a anthropomorphic, let's say, desk chair and a anthropomorphic fox bang down, the boys will be chairs and the girls will be foxes?
Absurd. A fox cannot sleep with a desk chair.
Well, if it's anthropomorphized...
like from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
No, a desk chair.
The fantastic Mr. Fox had sex with Cherry from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Of course they can have sex. I'm not trying to deny that. I'm just saying for...
Oh, wait, hang on. So suddenly this world that you're creating, you do have limits on what can produce offspring?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? So don't let my imagination run too free, is what you're trying to say. No, it's fine. I'll continue to play in Vanessa's Stifleverse.
As Mark Dara taught us, it's important to have walls to your fantasy universe so that you're operating within a set of rules that you've established. Now, Cherry...
And obviously, anybody watching, like, animated anthropomorphic characters and they see two animal anthropomorphic characters mating, they're going to assume that they can't have offspring.
Correct.
But if they see anthropomorphic inanimate objects.
No, of course two inanimate objects can have offspring with each other.
Oh,
all I'm saying is that an animal
so if a chair
and
and a couch
inanimate...
have sex, the boys will be chairs and the girls will be couches.
No, their children will be all
and
be
if
love
a fox
seats.
And a cat have sex, they'll have little... Oh, my God. Love seats. That's it. That's as far as this bit needs to go.
So we play classic RPGs, one chunker at a time.
No, we're in hot gaming news.
All right, hot gaming news.
John, what is your guess on the Rock's upcoming video game adaptation?
Let's see. Everyone's favorite video game. Soul Calibur.
Yeah, Nightmare.
He'll play Rock from Soul Calibur.
Is there a guy named Rock in Soul Calibur?
I think so. Isn't that the big beefy boy? The like.
No, that's yes. It's like a Rock or something like that.
No, it's not a Rock.
It's definitely not just Rock.
Rock Soul Calibur. Yeah,
a Rock.
No, his name's Rock.
A rock could mate with like a tree or a bush or another natural object.
It says he only weighs 179 pounds, and that does not seem right because he is a thick boy.
I'm going to have to look it up because I don't think we're talking about the same person.
Yeah, we are.
Rock. Soul Calibur.
He's also only 5'9".
I don't recognize this guy at all.
He's been in all of them. Like except for I think 5. But he started in Soul Blade. He was one of the original game guys.
There's a dude dressed up like a rhino in these games? I don't think so,
That's
Doc.
one of his... That's like a later... That's Soul Calibur 3, I think, that outfit. I want to say 3
Weird.
or 4. But, yeah, like...
This seems made up. Right, Vanessa?
Okay.
Is anyone going to ask me which franchise I think The Rock is going to star in?
Which franchise do you think The Rock is going to star in, Vanessa?
Zelda. I think he's going to play Link.
Ooh. He's not going to play Zelda, the
Ganon.
title character?
He can do Ganon. Yeah, that would make the most sense.
That's true. But you know what? I think The Rock he's not so proud as to refuse a ensemble part like Link.
Yeah, yes.
What about
somebody...
I think he would be great as Dogi in the East movie.
Yuck. I think I saw somebody
yuck?
Photoshop his face. Yeah, I did. I don't like those games. I saw somebody Photoshop The Rock's face onto Mega Man's body because his real name is Rockman, so The Rock could play Rockman. It's a fun pun.
Ooh. Yeah, if we're going to limit him to characters named Rock, there's still a ton of characters named Rock.
I think because he said one of the most badass games, that it probably is something gun related. So it's probably like Call of Duty or something.
Yeah, that's
like
what I was
that.
going to say. Call of Duty.
Something super fucking boring like Call of Duty.
He'll be Ghost.
Because you wouldn't call Mega Man or like
So
you wouldn't
McTavish.
Yeah, you wouldn't call a lot of that stuff. You know, like I was thinking maybe like Metal Gear Solid, but I doubt it.
Can he grow a handlebar mustache? And kind of want to see him like dressed like an old-timey British guy like Captain Price from Call of Duty. You're like, hello, I'm Captain Price. I think that'd be
Monkey
great.
Island, maybe? Do you think that's a possibility?
Could he be a LeChuck?
Yeah, he could be a LeChuck,
He
right?
could be
Yeah.
LeChuck, yeah.
Yeah. Like he wore his Maori. Is it Maori heritage?
I wouldn't mind seeing him
tattoos are
with,
Maori, right?
with
I
a
think so.
beard.
A big bushy
He looks good with a
beard.
beard.
Going
Yeah.
like, Guybrush Threepwood, yar, badar, badar.
Oh, I'd watch that. I'd definitely watch
Would
that.
he be one of the tentacles from Maniac Mansion?
I think that would be a great casting. You know, back in the day, and I mean way back in the day, like Lord of the Rings kind of era, I was convinced that Dominic Monaghan would be the perfect casting for Guybrush Threepwood.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's kind of like, he's funny, he's got a little bit of an unconventional look to him, but now he's too old, and it's very sad.
Yeah. I'd say Alan Tudyk, but he's too old.
Way
And
too
he has
old.
2 penises.
And he
Yeah,
has two
that would
penises,
be a
and that's lot.
problem. Like
Yeah.
whenever
Also,
they would do a
he-
sword fighting scene, he would like try to whip his sword out, and he'd probably accidentally grab one of his
Sword.
penises.
Did I share the story with you guys that said that his wife is the choreographer for, or something like that, for the Peacemaker show, and worked out the dance by making Alan Tudyk do it for her?
Matt, you learned that from me.
Maybe.
You
I learned lots of things from lots of
absolutely
people.
Did. So when you asked,
Whatever.
did I share the story with you? You did not.
All right.
I
You have to
didn't
get all
need to
mad at
call
me.
you
There's a lot of links getting slung around, you know? You don't remember who sends who.
Yeah,
Could have been
Vanessa
you.
keeps-
Could have been Bannon. Could have been Paul.
Whenever she's
Paul keeps
mad,
sending me the video and gifs of the video because he's obsessed with it.
whenever Vanessa's mad, she takes an Atari Lynx and just beans it at Matthew's head.
I do.
It's very
And I'm like,
strange.
take that.
Yeah, I have taken to wearing a helmet around.
Yeah. She's
One
like,
of those
hey,
PUBG helmets.
Matt, do you like
It's
Gates?
plastic.
And he's like, what? And then she throws a copy of Gates of Zendikon in her Atari Lynx at Matthew's head.
I would like to say that Alan Tudyk's wife does have a name, and it is Carissa Barton.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Yes, you're welcome.
Do we have any other hot gaming news that we want to... I think we spent enough time on this, right? Let's move into our fan favorite level up segment. Mm-hmm. Who would like to go first? Vanessa.
Yeah,
How did you level up?
I'm a DLC gal. I've been playing some DLC. I've been playing DLC for a game called The Outer Worlds.
Ooh. How is it?
It's good. Although I will say, of one of them in particular, you know how The Outer Worlds is kind of just Firefly the game?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all
Is it?
Western and in space. And your engineer character is a charming girl with a southern kind of Western accent and a little bit naive and stuff. And then you have a other collection of motley characters. And it's a
Christina
very...
Hendricks is in it for like half the game, right?
She's in it for like half the game. Then she leaves. She's like, I'm your wife. Goodbye.
She doesn't bother showing up for the movie, I think.
No. Which is fine. You know, at the time when it came out, I was kind of like, this is very derivative. But now I say, you go find whatever Joss Whedon has made and make something out of it so I can deal with that instead of whatever his shit is. So
Yeah,
go
for
for
sure.
it. But
Fuck that
one
guy.
of the DLCs is essentially a big portion of the plot of Serenity, the film. And
Oh, really?
So it's kind of, yeah.
It's not a very
as
good
it's
plot, so why
unfolding,
would you-
I'm like, wow, this is the plot of the movie.
You know, someone told me once that you don't have to watch Firefly to enjoy Serenity, and just it stands on its own as an amazing sci-fi movie. Let me tell you, that is not true. Because
Yeah,
I went and
seriously
saw
doubt
Serenity,
it.
and I hated it. So
I've never actually sat down and watched Firefly. I've seen a few episodes at most, and I actually do like Serenity. I think it's fine. Like, it's not a great movie. It's kind of boring, but like, it's okay.
It has
it's a
some
decent
very
sci-fi
interesting
movie.
ideas in there, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, and the actors are pretty good, if not great, and it's got a plot that I vaguely remember.
I just remember
Actually,
that
I don't, so that's not a good
like
sign.
their alien planet was like outside a mini mall with a green filter. I was like, oh boy.
Something there's like Reavers. I don't know, man. Get out of here miss me with that shit. Actually, you know what? Fuck Firefly. Let that shit stay dead.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
but
there's other
I
better
do
stuff.
want
Anything
what's
that
his
Joss
face?
Whedon touched is tainted.
I want
I-
Nathan Fillion to like be a heroic lead in the movie.
Nathan Fillion has had a long and fucking healthy career. All right, my mother loves him as Mr. Bones.
My mom loved him in Firefly, but she could
Oh.
never make the transition to
Wait,
Mr. Bones.
no, Mr. Bone isn't Mr. Bones.
Yes, it is. That's Angel. What was
He was
Fillion
Mr.
though? He had
Castle. Yeah.
Castle. Yes, mother loves Mr. Castle. Boy, I just called my mom mother like a fucking weirdo. That sounded so weird.
Mother
Mr. Castle.
Castle.
That sounded like Principal Skinner. That reminded me. I think I finally had a great idea for a game. Remember how I've been wanting to combine like a mystery detective-y game, adventure game type thing with
Wrestling.
like a Tony Hawk style movement, so that you can like have fun while you're moving around doing all the boring stuff.
Matt, is your game
I
called
figured it out.
Skateboard Mystery?
No, I figured it out. It's called Drunk Detective, and you play a drunk detective, and the movement is like him being drunk, and you like grinding him along the sidewalk to get places, and like making him flop to jump and stuff like that. But then once you get him there, you go into like conversation mode, and you can like chit chat, solve mysteries.
Like Octodad with dialogue.
Yeah, right. That's not a terrible idea, right? Sounds like an Adult Swim game. All right, great. This has been great. Vanessa,
Yes,
I believe this is your level up segment.
that's right. I did it. I leveled up. Johnny.
Hi.
Wait, hang on. I'm going to take that back. Every week, Matt says that I choose him last, and it makes him very sad and upset. So, Matt, I'm going to send it to you right now.
Awesome. My level up this week is a continuation of my level up from the last time I was on, and it's Peacemaker. That show is amazing. I love Peacemaker. I know Vanessa's watching it.
I'm watching it. I'm on
Back me up.
episode 4. My only complaint about
No spoilers.
Peacemaker was that there weren't any hot, floppy-haired young men for me to ogle.
Mm-hmm.
But in the later episodes, that has been rectified. So thank you very
Mm-hmm.
much, Peacemaker. It's the show that has everything for everyone.
We won't say who, but when Vanessa said this to me, I was like, come on. And then she sent us a picture of him not looking like he looks in Peacemaker. And I was like, oh, I got it. I got you. This is one of those, it's the opposite of the making the pretty girl look bad for the first half of the movie. You make the handsome guy look nerdy.
And I have the keenest eye
Yes.
for that kind of thing. They couldn't get me with Sucker Punch. They put Oscar Isaac and his little pervert mustache. Saw right through that. One time, I was watching Criminal Minds, and they had this guy in like Coke bottle glasses, and he was like trying to be like a socially awkward, terrible person. And I'm like, that guy is super hot, and I can tell. And I looked him up, and he was like the lead in the new Hawaii Five-0 series, and is super hot, and everyone loves him. You can't fool me. You can't get me. I can tell.
The Peacemaker show is just the best. Legitimately might have rocketed to the top of the list
Is it
for best TV shows.
another hyper violent comedy comic book show on a premium streaming.
I would call it. It is a comic book show, but unlike a lot of comic book shows, this is just kind of taking characters and doing its own story written by James Gunn that's super good and not trying to like use comic book stuff. So it does feel a little different. It is all written and directed by Gunn, and it is a great mix of comedy and drama and gross action and touching moments and stupid nonsense. It's good. I really do suggest it. I think anybody would like it. I don't even think you had to have liked Suicide Squad to like it.
I'm not sure because so much of it is based on like the 1980s straight action genre.
That's true.
That for a younger person,
right.
I don't think that they would have something to connect with. And for a very young person, they can't watch it at all because it's all naked.
I mean, a younger person has... I mean, it is based on that, but it's also using superhero characters to give an in for everybody. But it is a very much like an 80s themed hair metal, glam metal, nonsense. I don't know. I can't describe it. I don't want to keep talking about it. It's good. Go watch it, everybody. I've been watching Dota Season 2, which came out on Netflix, the animated series based on Dota, and it's super good. Better than it has any right to be. I don't know anything about Dota, but it's very good. So check that out. And I watched the first couple episodes of Vox Machina, which came out on Prime this week, and that is based on an actual play web series where they played a D&D campaign. And now they're basically doing their original seasons of the original story as an animated show for Prime. And it looks great. And it's kind of that same edgy, gritty fantasy that there's so much of right now for some reason, right? Like Dota fits in that category, Castlevania, that Arcane show. There's just a ton of stuff like this right now, but it's good. It's definitely still very good and fun, and if you like fantasy, like, we are spoiled for choices right now. You know? You guys know what I mean?
I watched a show. Let's see. No, I've talked about... well, that just happened already. And I did say that the latest episode was very good, and Vanessa said I was lying. So, I don't know
because
about that.
I know what show you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
then that snapped. Sex in My City, if you know what I mean.
I guess I do. I did get the DLC pack for Super Smash
Sex and the City?
Brothers.
Oh, really? What's the newest one?
The last one is Sora. Sora being in Smash. So I did get to play that with my friends.
Is that the pass? Did you get the whole pass?
Yeah, I got all of them.
Who else was in it?
There was Pyra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and another character another blade I haven't got yet, Mithra, I think, or Mythia or something like that. So that's neat. And I got my Xbox headphones. The sound quality is okay. I would not say they're not the best. Like I've got these Logitech G935 headphones that I got a couple of years ago that would be perfect if they did not have this fatal design flaw that goes wrong after 2 weeks. And I've had a couple of them now. Like I traded them in on warranty because it breaks. So basically the power switch is faulty and like really messes up how the mic works and whether or not the headphones turn on properly or one or both headphones turn on, and it goes wrong so fast. It was such a poorly designed switch that it's nuts, but the sound quality is so good. Like games sound amazing. It's got this crazy surround sound. Like if you play in a power suit in Fallout 4, you can hear rain hitting the suit you're wearing on all sides, and it just sounds so realistic and neat. And the Xbox headphones they sound fine. They're pretty good. They're pretty good headphones.
So you're saying that they don't sound as good as this pair of headphones that you really love but always breaks after 2 weeks.
That I'm using right now, but the microphone and stuff. Yeah. What I want to do is find another set of headphones with as good, PC 7.1 surround as these that aren't badly designed. So I've been on a quest for good headphones for a long time, and one day I will find the perfect set of headphones, but not until I have paid for my stupid tax bill, which is coming up. And so I've been saving my money and not buying games and stuff. I've actually been pretty good this month about not spending money on stupid things that I shouldn't be spending money on. I've been focusing on getting home stuff. And also, we are now entering like week 3 of not getting my furniture.
Where is the shelves?
They're apparently going to arrive on Sunday. If they don't, I'm going to cancel the order.
I don't know why you haven't canceled it already.
I want those shelves, Matt.
Sometimes you can cancel something, and then if it was already on its way, it will get delivered anyway, and then you can has it.
I don't know about that. That sounds
mostly only works for Amazon.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, Amazon will be like, fuck it, keep it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like you call up and you're like, how do I return this? And they're like, we don't care about it.
Yeah. If you read about the Amazon return process, it's mostly just either throwing it into a landfill or like people bulk buy these pallets of Amazon returns. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen some YouTube videos where people buy a pallet and they get like 18 giant boxes of random stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it's just in their house. Some people make a business of it to like resell it and things. But it's sort of a scam. It's like those storage unit things. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people
they put
the
good stuff on the outside of the pallet. And
yeah,
they know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. All right, so that is. I'm sorry, my level up wasn't very good, friends. I know I haven't. I've been focusing on my move, and
Johnny, your level up was fine. Don't do that. Don't. Put
you guys want to talk about Dota some more? It's got a handsome dragon knight boy and like a submissive princess girl and like a.
We could talk about the
elf girl, and then there's
what
like a tiger.
Does Dota
the episode
stand for?
of, and that just happened.
I believe it stands for Defense of the Ancients, but that doesn't seem to have anything to do with this show. So they don't even say that in the show. It literally just says Dota. Like it's the weirdest thing. And I don't know shit about Dota, but you know what? It's not a bad show. Like it's pretty fun. Like it's got fun characters and it's got a good mixed cast. And there's gay characters and like it's very progressive, like a lot of that stuff is these days.
The B plot of, and that just happened, episode 9, is Charlotte has to teach her daughter how to use a tampon, and that's the entire B plot. And it's pretty funny. It just gets worse, progressively worse and worse for Charlotte. It's great. So good TV, I think, even if Vanessa says I'm lying.
Did you ever watch the show Weeds?
No.
Yeah, I watched a season of it. I was like, I don't actually like this.
There's a great bit in one of the early seasons where like the uncle decides he needs to have like a talk with his nephew about masturbation, and he spends the whole episode like being unable to get to the point, and then drops like the best 1-minute monologue I've ever heard, where he's just like, "You just gotta beat it." It's so good. It reminded me of what you were talking about.
Okay, let's move on to Varric's Tale.
It's very funny. It's a great little bit.
Varric's Tale. Varric's got a lot of tales for us today.
Varric does have a lot of tales for us today. Now, Matthew is not fully caught up. However, I am caught up like to the very last. I didn't beat the final boss here, but I'm caught up. Not only am I caught up, I've done fucking every available quest offered so far. Every quest in this game. It's a little wild.
Well, I like that the quests are like
I get sucked into
little bite size. The quests are the right length.
I agree. You move along, you get a short little story, you get to kind of choose how you want it to end, and then you pop over to the next one. Sometimes your companions get mad at you and vanish for a little while, and you have to go pat them on the shoulder and be like, come on, buddy. It's okay that you tried to kill us in the fade.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait to talk about who tried to kill you in the fade.
Yeah. All right, well, you continue with this. I'm going to grab a drink.
All right.
My kids are alive.
I forgot to put that quest in the notes. Well, we'll just have to remember.
Well, yeah. Do you remember Fenris? There's that little kid, and this is the quest Night Terrors. And Fenris, the half-elf kid with the elven mom who was part of the Dalish, and went to go depending on what happened. I don't know if this only happens if you sent him back to hang out with the Dalish, or if there's a version of this quest with the Chantry.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I read that there was a version with the Chantry, but that is just a vague recollection, so I don't hang your hat on that.
Okay. So this is a fun quest. Well, I mean, the setup's not fun. Basically, he's called a dreamer. He's like a super mage, but normally these super mages get killed because they're so desirable in the Fade that all the demons come after them and they get killed very easily and can't handle their power. But he is strong enough to not get killed.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, this means that he can become like a super powerful abomination, and the head of the I forgot the Dalish lady's name. She's like the keeper lady.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, can you help out? Like everyone's freaking out. The mom Leandra's like, I think, is Leandra the mom, or is that your mom?
Leandra's our mother.
Yeah. Okay, so his mom asks you for help, and then you go, like, the keeper lady comes to the elven alienage from the camp. And I thought this was maybe one of the best scenes in the game with amazing music. There's a special, like, guitar-y song, or like a string song for her showing up in the alienage, and everyone's bowing. All these city elves are still bowing to her because they immediately know who she is. And
yeah, it was really beautiful.
Great scene. Yeah. And then, so this is like 2011, so games haven't figured this out perfectly yet. And they made this game in 14 months, but like the song cuts off when the scene's done. It doesn't fade out. It's not timed properly. Yeah, exactly. But I thought that was the most beautiful cutscene in the game. Was this just lovely song as everyone is bowing to the keeper as she shows up in the alienage.
I agree. It was very nice.
Mm-hmm. It's like when Kai... Which one's the good Kai? Opaka? Or Kai Opaka was the good one, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
It's like when she shows up on Deep Space Nine and all the Bajorans are like bowing to her.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, it's the Pope.
Exactly. So she shows up and she puts Fenris into a dream state, and she has to like send you and your party in there, and your party, some of your companions are like, oh, don't send me in there. Cause like Anders is like, hey, that might be bad for me.
Yeah.
To send me
Anders
in there.
is like, you know how I got a demon in me? I don't think I should be going there.
Meryl's like, oh, this could be fun.
Yeah, she really wants to go.
Aveline was like, I don't know if I could be much help to you there, because I'm not really into this sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Those are the reactions I got.
Yeah, I had Fenris with me, and he did not want to go.
Oh.
He's like, I will if I have to, but I really don't want to because I hate this mage shit.
Mm-hmm. So you all go. I chose Anders, Meryl, since she was so excited.
Well, Anders didn't want to go.
I can't remember who the third was. I think Isabella. Well, yeah, but Anders is the only mage I have with healing magic since my sister died.
All right.
He kind of has to come. Sorry about that, buddy. And it turns out, if you bring Anders, it's not Anders who's your companion on this quest. It's Justice.
Oh,
and it's good to hang out with Justice for the first time since Awakening.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So Anders is like asleep, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And Justice has lots to say about all the demons that you're interacting with. He's like not happy when the sloth demon shows up and's like, "Hey, why don't you and I make a deal? Because I'm very good at making deals, and nothing bad would ever happen."
Mm-hmm.
So
I
you
don't
get
imagine that Justice succumbs to anything in the Fade, does he?
No, oh no, he's doing just fine there. And so there's a it's mostly set in the Chantry, or not in the Circle, which I guess is one of his Fenriel's anxieties. And I thought this quest was very well done.
Dreaming about being at high school or something.
Exactly. Ugh, don't you hate Vanessa? How often do you dream you're like, "Oh, I never actually graduated and I have to go back."
All the time. I do it all the time. And I guess
you haven't been going to class all semester, and now...
And I didn't do my work. Mm-hmm. It got so bad that I hung one of my diplomas by my bed. So I could like look at it when I wake up and be like, "Oh, okay. I definitely graduated."
Mm-hmm. High school is not a great time for me, so these dreams are bad. I hate dreaming that I'm like 40 and have to go back, finish my diploma.
Yeah, I don't have high school dreams very often anymore because I think it's just been enough time. But it's like anytime I would complete some new thing, it would be like, now I'll dream that I didn't actually complete that. Mm-hmm. And now this one, and now this one.
Yeah, I get that. I get high school and CEGEP, which is like the sort of pre-university program that I went to in Quebec.
Mm-hmm. I did have a professor once who told me that they have nightmares that they realized they hadn't been attending their class all semester and had never taught anything or done a syllabus. So that made me feel good. I was like, okay, it's not just the students who are suffering this.
So Fenriel
like
shows
universal
up.
Thing.
And he's just in his underwear, and everyone at the circle is pointing at him. No, that sadly, I think that would have been a good little bit to have.
It would have. It would have been very funny.
But I guess this isn't a funny quest. So.
No, not funny. Haha.
So you walk through the circle, and then you get to the this demon, the sloth demon, who's like, "Hey, so there's two other demons here. There's a pride demon and a desire demon, and I could help you with them if you give me Fenriel after. I'll make sure that I have zero desire to take over the material world, and I just want his power for here so I can like become a more higher level, high class demon in the Fade." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is an interesting proposition. And then immediately Justice is like, "No, it's not. What's wrong with you? This is he's lying. Don't take his power." And then the sloth demon's like, "Oh, what? You don't want me to do the exact thing that you did? Come on."
And Justice is like, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Our love is real, me and Anders. You're just using Fenriel.
So there's two demons that you have to confront. One is a anxiety dream where he is... Let's see, what was the one of them where they said that he's the most powerful boy and everyone loves him and he saved the Dalish?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "This is great." And you show up as, I want to say, the circle mage guy, Oleander, or whatever his name.
Yeah.
You're in the form of that, and you're just like, this isn't actually happening, buddy.
And he's like,
Matt,
but...
Did you make a deal with the sloth demon? I thought about it because I thought it could be interesting just to see what would happen. But
no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I heard him out, but then I killed them anyway.
Yeah.
At this point, Meryl did turn on my party. The demon that this is, which one is this? One of them's like a demon lady, and one of them's
Pride's the one that Meryl like immediately falls for.
Yeah, she does immediately. Like, I must choose for my people, and then you have to she turns on you, and then I tried running through this a few times and trying different dialogue options to try and get out of it, and I could not. She is just gonna turn on you, so I just kicked her butt, and then she disappears back in her apartment or whatever in the alienage, or no, she appears back at the camp afterwards, and it's just like, I came back early.
And we should also mention the keeper before sending you to the Fades. Like, can I talk to you over here away from the mom? If he turns out that he can't control himself, you're gonna have to murder the boy. It won't kill him, but it'd be the equivalent of making him tranquil.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so that's what you would think would happen with Meryl, but no, she's fine.
Yeah. That's what I was worried about too. I was like, oh no.
I kind of liked the way that was written, though, because the Pride Demon is like, oh, you can save your people, you can do all these great things because you have the power to do it. So it's kind of a subtle manipulation of pride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was good. I definitely thought it was good. And then so Fenriel's like, oh, you mean I'm not the special boy? And you have to like talk him down. This one was easy to talk him down from. He's like, oh yeah, this is a demon. Basically, the answer to both of these, snapping him out of it is just telling him that he's talking to a demon, and he figures it out right away.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
And then the second one was he's with his father, right? And his father's like, I love you, son. I never did abandon you. That was just a joke. You're the best. Your mother doesn't think you're cool. I think you're cool.
Well, no, and you're the mother in this case. That's how you show up to him, and you're like, this isn't happening. Come on, get real.
Yeah, get real. Like any father could love you, asshole.
Mm-hmm. So was Meryl the only one that turned against us? Because that happened to me as well. Vanessa, did anyone turn against you?
Yes, Isabella turned against me.
Oh.
This demon was like, she fell for the lust demon. The lust demon was like, hey, look at my pasties. I'm going to get you a ship. And we can like bunk down together. Wink. And
I like
Isabella
how
was into that.
Weak your party members are, though. When they fight you, you're like,
yeah,
okay.
Whack, whack, smack. Idiots. I just keep them around for color commentary. I don't need their skills or abilities. They suck.
Wow.
So depending on how you deal with these two demons, then maybe you can get Fenriel back. I got him to the point where he's like, okay, now you have to kill me because I don't think I can handle this. I just want this to be over. I hate it. And he's like, oh, and being tranquil sounds kind of nice. I'm like, no, you can handle this, buddy. He's like, yeah, I guess I can, but I should probably go to Vinter because they know how to deal with powerful mages like me. So I'm gonna go to Vinter.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I bet that works out for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the best choice. I so hope that we go to Devinter in Dragon Age, whatever the next one is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I've played the majority of that game, and I don't really remember.
No, in 4.
No, in the
whatever,
one, not in Inquisition, in whatever the next one is that's coming out.
Yeah. You go to Orlais in Inquisition. That's pretty fun.
I liked that a lot, but I want to go to Devinter.
It's true. I think that'd be neat. I convinced him to just go and be powerful. What did you all do? How do you solve this one?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was like, yeah, go to Devinter. As a mage, these conversations are generally pretty easy for me because people are like, you're a mage, you get it. And I'm like, yep, that's right. Bye.
And then we get back, and he's okay. And but then I guess he's not there. He's actually at the camp, and like you're kind of FaceTiming with his dream via the keeper. Mm-hmm. Because then the keeper's like, you tell the mom that he's not coming, and she can't see him because he's going to go to Devinter immediately. And she's like, but I want to see my baby boy.
Mm-hmm. My baby boy.
All right, let's talk about Offered and Lost.
Offered and Lost is the quest that we alluded to last week when we talked about the Qunari delegation that was missing.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy Bran, who works for the king, one second.
From Game of Thrones.
From Game of Thrones, yep. He's like, well, I don't see how they could have gone missing without the city guard being involved somehow. But where could you ever find a guard so corrupt as to do something like this? And then we all looked at each other and we go, the Hanged Man.
Mm-hmm.
So we head on over to the Hanged Man, and we find this guardsman who's like, I have so much money, la la la, ha ha ha. I got a huge payday, hooray, hooray. I'm the richest little guard in Guardsville. I had Aveline with me, and she just looked at him, and she was like, hey. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't me. It was a Templar made me do it. Did you guys have that same experience?
I had to kill a bunch of guys, and I was very surprised.
Did you have to kill a bunch
very surprised
of guys?
that yeah, and then I was like looting them, and everybody else was just like, all right, whatever. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I did
most
not
likely,
have
nobody
to kill
fucking
them
cares.
because Aveline was
What?
with me. Yeah.
I prefer. I've been beating myself up since the beginning. I should have played a warrior. I would love to play a two-handed sword-wielding warrior. It looks fun. It is fun when I fuck around with what's-his-face. Playing as a rogue is pretty boring. But so, like, I feel like I have to have him in my party because I like to play as him.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
It's annoying. It's a bummer because it, like, forces me to fill up 2 of my precious slots.
I imagine that you've become very good friends with him, though.
No. You know.
Yeah, he kind of sucks.
He's fucking. I legit like. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but there's like one of his like, his companion quests. Not even the quest. You just go and talk to him in his house, and I felt like I answered every question right, and came out of it with -5, reputation with him or whatever. And I was just like, God damn it! You cannot make this man happy.
Yep. That's how he is.
That's how he is. He sucks.
So after we either beat up this guy or Aveline just admonishes him and gives him 1 job demerit. So then the guard tells us it was a Templar, so we go to the Chantry. And there we see everybody's favorite friend, the naughty nun with the pixie cut fun, Sister Patrice. But she is Mother Patrice now. She's gotten a promotion.
Wow. I don't remember her from earlier in the game.
You absolutely do. She is the one who gave you that Qunari mage and was like, hey, free this
thank you.
mage.
That's what I needed to know.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one who
free this
pretended to
mage.
be an
That's
innocent...
right. And she set us up. That makes sense. And this has been a great episode of the Square Roots podcast. You know what? I feel like we're a little too low energy. We just need to perk it up a little bit.
Episode 300!
Episode 300. Wow, wow, wow.
Boop, boop,
All right, that's a big deal.
All of our favorite...
I think this is a great time to take a mid-episode break and play the episode 300 Do You Know That Squoot game.
Oh,
okay.
Vanessa prepared this ahead of time and is going to do the game.
Yes, I did. Question number 1. This Scooter was born and raised in the corn capital of his native country.
Wow. Who could it be? The corn capital.
wait, so are we answering it, or is this for the listeners?
Bzz, I buzzed in.
Yes, Matt.
It's Jim Banks.
That's right. It was Jim Banks. Many people believe that Kansas exports wheat, but it does, in fact, export corn.
Wow. You'd think that Idaho would be art, no? Who's the corn capital, not Idaho?
When I say capital, I mean they have corn there. I have no idea if it's the number 1 exporter in the country of corn.
Good enough. Close enough.
Close enough.
Mm-hmm. I've been to his hometown because
Now, I believe-
dated a guy who lived there, and it's like a small
weird.
city in Kansas. So I was like, remember that Cup and Freeze or whatever? There's like this milkshake place that was so good. but it closed down like
All right, now I
after
believe
went.
for the next round of the game, Johnny has to ask Vanessa and I a Know Your Squoots question.
That's right.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, well, I haven't prepared anything, but let's see. Okay. This is the name of the team from the college town that Jim grew up in.
Wow, 2 gym-related questions in a row.
Yes, let's just make them all gym-related questions.
Because he's
Buzz.
not here?
Yes.
Buzz.
Okay, Vanessa.
The Jayhawks?
No.
Oh, no.
Do I get to steal?
Yeah.
Steal it.
The Bearcats.
I believe it's the Wildcats.
Close enough, though, right?
Yeah.
Judges? Yes, that's 2 out of 3.
half a
Judges
point.
agree.
It's half a point.
Half
And
a
of
point.
course, now
Half a
it is
point.
Matt's turn to ask a question.
Make
Yes,
sure it's gym-related.
Make sure it's gym-related. Let's see, we've done a city. Our scooter in question loves skanking all night long to this type of music.
Buzz.
Oh, Vanessa.
Ska music.
Ska music! Yay! Wow, I believe that's 1 point for everybody.
Oh,
All right.
I've
No,
got
Mighty,
an
Mighty
actual.
Bosstones.
I've got
No,
an
I think I have
actual.
1.5 points, and John has a half a point, and Vanessa has a half a point, and John has 1 point.
I have
Why
some.
do I only
some-
have half a point? I guess ska music all by myself.
I've got some Square Roots quizzes for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, name one of several Square Roots songs I have claimed is music that straight people listen to at bars.
Meatloaf's I Would Do Anything for Love.
Incorrect.
What?
Oh, John Cougar Mellencamp.
Incorrect.
Boot Scootin' Boogie.
Incorrect. Well, I thought
These
you
are
guys.
all correct.
Well, but they're not ones that I have. Like, I've made a list of them on the show and talked about
Yes,
them
he
before.
has. He talks about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What about I Can See Clearly Now, The Rain Is Gone? That's the one.
Wow. Okay. Next question. In the last episode,
Why did I get wowed on that?
what did I claim Jim danced to at his wedding? What was his wedding song?
Oh.
Buzz.
Okay, Matt.
I wasn't on the last episode,
But you did edit
I
it.
edited it.
Yeah.
But I didn't listen to it. You claimed that his wedding song was a jug band.
You know, it's not that far off if you watch the video for it, which does look like it was filmed at his hometown.
Oh, good. So the answer to the question is a YouTube video, Johnson.
No, it's not a YouTube video. It's it's a very famous song. It was Black Betty. I claimed
That's right.
that.
And then we sang a lot of Black Betty. I remember.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. What? I have actually named a
That
couple
explains
of.
why I had Black Betty stuck in my head for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I didn't know why.
I've named
I
a
start
couple of
tuning out
songs
the
here.
things you actually say after a while.
But what song
So do the
did I
listeners.
claim is Jim's favorite song? Or name
really,
one of them.
it's all songs.
I know that's my quiz.
Buzz.
Okay, Vanessa.
Is it George Floyd by the Mighty Mighty Bosstones?
It is not.
No, it's not the song that caused the end of the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, Vanessa, because they are now broken up since George Floyd's song. What has John claimed as Jim's favorite song?
And I've mentioned this on many episodes.
Diane by Jolene by Dolly Parton.
No. It's a bad song. I should probably mention that.
I can't believe you just said that Jolene was a bad song.
No.
That's a
it's
classic.
not Jolene. I have said, I think Jim would get this right away. I have said that his favorite singer is Jason Mraz, and his favorite song is The Remedy.
I feel
Wow.
like this is less of a Jim quiz and more of a how
A John
close
quiz.
attention have we been playing to John?
To-
And the best part
Okay.
is it's how close of attention have we been paying to Johnny and Jim's relationship?
Yes. Okay,
Something I don't pay attention to.
this is a Johnny and Matthew music question. Okay. I got a lot of these for
Cody
you.
Cambria.
What song did I, before we started putting on Spotify, what song would I put behind, just name the artist of the song I'd put behind Matthew's Metaphysical Corner?
But Buzz?
Yeah?
The Grateful Dead?
Vangelis. Or Vangelis?
Angelise?
Vangelis, I guess. Yeah,
Vangelis?
Yeah, Vangelis. Everyone loves
What is that?
Vangelis.
Vanessa, have you heard of what he's talking about?
I have never heard of what he's talking about, and also we have walked through 1.5 quests, so let's get back on
Wait,
track.
I thought it was our
Wow.
our 30th episode music
Yep, our 30th episode.
the 300th episode music spectacular.
It's the old bait and switch. We tell you we're going to talk about Dragon Age. We
Yeah.
do it a little bit just to lull you into a false sense of confidence, and then we pull the rug out from under you.
Okay, I got one last question.
Oh my
And this is more
Okay.
Jim and Johnny, and it's not music related. What did
Is it his town related?
what did Vanessa Actually, let's do the Vanessa one. What area did I mention in Super Mario RPG that made Vanessa break down and start crying on the podcast because I asked if this was
No, that was not me. That was Jim.
Buzz.
It-
Buzz.
yes, go ahead.
Bean Valley.
Oh, no, you're right. That was me. I thought that you were going to say, what
blow
joke
me?
did you make? Yes, that made Jim break down.
Bean was my valley.
All right,
I think
friends.
that means Vanessa wins the contest.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Vanessa, for being our 300th episode winner. I believe that this grants you rights to reappearing in our Final Fantasy IX podcast, and that now we have to re-record it just for you. Wow. What a prize.
It's a huge prize.
Yeah,
I'm
now it's
disappointed
canon.
that I can't take the
They're
cash
clapping, so you gotta
equivalent,
come up.
but it is what it is.
Gotta come up.
I'm sure the
Wow.
listeners knew all of the. Hey, I got one. Matt, this is only a question for Matt because Vanessa knows the answer. What's the name of Vanessa's diner lady character that she does on the show?
Mod. No. Diner lady character? Vanessa's never done a diner lady character. Vanessa, do it now. Do the character now.
Well, hey,
so I know
y'all,
it exists.
it's me, Leopity Moore. I'm
That's
just
not-
here to
Leopity
chop
Moore's
up
not a
your
diner.
coffee and give you a nice
That's
slice
not
of
true.
cherry pie.
When did Leopity Moore start working at a diner? this
From
is not
the
canon.
beginning, Matthew.
From the beginning.
I birthed Leopity Moore out of my stupid stumble tongue.
That's true. You also birthed little baby Fresh Eyes. You were the
That's
first
true.
to say that phrase on the show. And it's
Well,
haunted you ever since.
Yep.
It has. It really has. Wow. 300 episodes, gang, and we should probably get back to Dragon Age.
All right, let's get back to Dragon Age.
If you guessed the name of Vanessa's cat that we hinted at throughout the episode, up to now, you can guess on an episode of the Square Roots podcast.
Wait, Vanessa has a cat?
Okay. Yeah. Just so that we're all clear, this is an imaginary cat.
Oh.
No, this isn't for the podcast. They have to guess the name of an imaginary cat.
Yeah,
Oh.
if you guess the name of one of my real cats, you're not going to get it. So that's a huge hint right there.
Okay.
Mhm. That's a big hint. That's a good point. Yes. I just feel like we have to do something big for our 300th. So I'm
Look,
throwing everything I can
listen,
out there.
Matt,
Contests.
Real talk. Sit down.
Games.
Come on. Time to get grounded. We've done
All
way
right.
more than 300 episodes. We're doing
That's
episodes
true.
of the show all the dang time. We do bonus episodes.
This actually
we
might be
do
400th
special
episodes.
We do interview episodes. We do episodes out the
It's not about the
wazoo.
milestone of the number that I want to do it for the listeners, Vanessa. For the listeners.
You know what I want to do for the listeners?
Finish this episode.
Yep.
All right, let's go. All that remains. Is that what the quest we're
Good
on
band.
No, we're still not done with Offered and
now?
Lost.
Oh God. Okay. So yeah, Patrice, she is like, okay, so I maybe did a little naughty and tried to implicate you in a Kunari murder, but I don't. I don't have anything to do with this.
And you're like, Patrice.
And she's like, I really didn't.
Patrice.
Sir Varnell, remember the guy last time the Templar I had around? He's the one who did it, and I'll tell you where to find him.
And she
and
does.
He's in Darktown. He's in through that little trap door that leads to all the quests in Darktown.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. You get there, and he's got a bunch of Kunari, all like hung up like on crucifixes. Well, not crucifixes, but they're all strung up.
Yeah, they're strung up against a wall.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, this is the evil Kunari, and we're gonna murderify them. And how did you approach this, Vanessa?
Well, I did tell him, please don't murderify the Kunari.
Mm-hmm. Did he then proceed to murderify the Kunari?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a way to get him to not murderify the Kunari.
From what I've read, the only way to get him to not murderify the Kunari is to be like, kill him, I don't care. And then he'll be like, you do too. And then you go, no, I don't. And you kill one of them yourself. At which point the other Kunari will break out and attack you. And this racist guy will fight alongside you because you're friends now.
Gross. No, he starts murdering them in front of me, so I murder him, and he sucks. I'm glad that he died. And so then they're like, well, we gotta hide the bodies. And I'm like, well, no, we don't. We should probably not hide the bodies. We should probably like tell the Kunari, because they're good at figuring stuff out. They have spies everywhere. You know, like that lady that works at the shop that happens to be like 9 feet tall and has big horns.
Right.
Like, I'm just an elven lady.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there with my big elven eyes, which are not painted on.
Mm-hmm.
So we do
And
also go back.
she hides her horns in like a big updo.
Yeah. Like Marge Simpson.
Yeah,
Marge
exactly.
Simpson has horns. It's canon.
Yeah. No, she has bunny ears.
That's right. She a bunny. So we do go back to the chantry and find Patrice, and she's like, oh, you're alive. That's cool. Totally into that. Okay, bye.
Mm-hmm. And I do tell the Viscount what happened. He suggests that we hide the bodies, and I'm like, no, dude,
Yeah.
don't.
Matt?
Yeah, I also refuse to hide the bodies. What are you going to do? You can't hide this from them.
Yeah, he can't hide that from the Arashok. He's going to find out. And then the cover-up is often worse than the crime. That's
Because
just
the
life.
cover-up's its own quest that I missed, and that kind of. I want to see what this quest is. Have you ever done the cover-up quest?
No, I didn't even know it had its own quest until I was putting together these notes, and then I was like, ooh, maybe I should do the cover-up.
We're all too goody-goody. We got to be naughty-naughty.
Naughty.
That's not that fun. You know, we've talked about this before.
But I feel like it's better in this game than it's not like in Mass Effect where being naughty is like being space racist. In this one, it's kind of like being manipulative and power hungry.
I feel like just with the state of the world as it is right now, where we're all kind of trying to be extra compassionate to each other, I'm just not feeling inclined to be naughty. If times are good and I'm like having a good time all the time, then I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be naughty in this video game. Who cares? Times is good. But now I'm like, I'm trying to make things better all the time for everyone. And it's hard to turn off for a video game.
So I don't know if you remember. Now we're on the quest. All that remains. Your mom has met. She does talk a couple of times about a suitor. There's a man she has her eye on. And
Oh, do we have to talk about this quest? Can we skip this one?
Maybe we should, because Jim was so eager to
No.
talk about it.
Fuck Jim. Episode 300, Dead Mom Quest.
Oh.
so you do talk to your mom. She's like, "Oh yeah, he's really. I've got an eye on a suitor. I won't tell you about him yet, but he seems pretty special. He just loves my face. He loves it. He tells
loves
me
it.
how much he loves my head." And I'm like, "Well,
He
that's
gets
kind of a weird
lotion
way to."
and he rubs it all over me, and that's how we foreplay. It's just like lotion on my skin and like him taking care of my skin. And
So you get.
his name's Bill.
So you do get a. You come into the house, and then Bowden's like, or you're like, "Oh, where's Mother? I want to go hang out with Mother. I haven't seen Mother in a while." And Bowden's like, "Oh, Miss Eyre, I think she's out maybe with her new suitor, Miss Eyre. He did send her some white lilies, and they were very lovely."
What? Record scratch.
Oh no, that's the serial killer.
That's the serial killer's signature flower.
If Gascard is still alive, you can find him in Darktown, and he'll use blood magic to teleport you to the killer's lair. I think I got Gascard arrested last time, so he did not do this.
He was alive for me, but I just kind of forgot that I could go see him instead of heading straight to Lowtown to look for my mom. I wish I'd brought him.
Yeah, but instead there's a street urchin who's like, "I'm a street urchin."
Yeah.
If
Hello,
you bring
governor.
Gascard, well, I guess we'll find out what happens next, gang.
Yeah. So the street urchin's like, "I didn't say nothing." And you can be like, "Did you see something for a shilling?" And he's like, "Oh, I saw it all. I did."
No, I gave him silver. Like, he was like, "Wow, a silver." So
Wow, Vanessa, you gave him a shilling?
yeah,
I didn't actually
Vanessa's
give him a
cheap.
shilling.
Jesus.
I was trying to use dramatic effect, you know? A penny farthing for the little urchin.
Acne.
Of course I gave him a silver.
She beat this child for information, John.
Oh, okay. So you go through another little trap door to a quest area again, and this is to the Foundry, which we've been in before. That's where we found the bones last time of that husband's wife. Remember? Found
Yes.
her bones.
We found her hand.
Yeah. And
Remember how we found them bones? Dem bones, dem bones.
and he's like, I saw your mum with a man, and they went down to the Foundry together. And so you go down there, and you do find immediately a lady who's dead, but she's like, who is that lady? Was that the mom's friend? It was a lady we've seen before.
Yeah, her back is to the camera, and you're like, "Mother," and you reach out, and it's like dun dun dun, and then she rolls over, and it's not your mom. Is it?
Do you like how they use that trick twice in this quest within 2 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like Lady Arnell or Armis or something. It was an A name.
Right.
I
Yeah.
remember that. It's someone we've seen before, and she dead. And then we do go to like his evil villain lair. It doesn't have like a pegboard with photos and craziness. Like his evidence dungeon is, it's a nicer evidence dungeon. It's like it's got a cozy fireplace and some nice chairs and everything.
Yeah. A beautiful portrait of a woman who looks a little bit like your mom.
There's a note from someone in the circle signed with O.
Oh, really?
And then we see this guy, Quentin. Have we met Quentin before? Is he a new character?
He's a new character as far as I know.
Okay.
And he's just like down there and he's like, "Sup, it's me, Quentin." And you're like, "Hey, where's my mommy?" And he's like, "Oh, she's right here."
And he's like, there's I didn't think I'd ever see my wife again, but then like I saw her in other people. I saw her fingers and her legs. You ever see the movie May?
No.
No.
I recommend it. It's like it starts off like a weird like ghost world comedy and then turns into Frankenstein.
Oh.
And it's about a lady who built her dream man.
Oh.
It's a good movie. Anyway, it's a lot like this. And so so he has been rebuilding his dead wife. And then you're like, "Mother?"
Mommy!
And she turns around and she's like an animated corpse, and she's got other people's legs and fingers, and her like there's big scars around her neck, and she does look like a zombie a bit. She got like zombie eyes.
And she's like, "Hi, honey." Blah, 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 blah. Here's a fun fact. So if you have Gascard, who, as you remember, was accused of being the killer and said that no, the killer had killed his sister and he was trying to find the killer. So if you go to him, he'll use some blood magic to transport you right to this place, and he'll go with you. And then when you find Quentin and finally confront him, Gascard's like, "Hey, what's up, Quentin? It's me, Gascard, your old blood mage apprentice. It totally sucked how you told me I couldn't learn any more blood magic from you, so I'm here to kill you." And
Wow.
then Quentin will be like, "Lol, I take it all back. I'll teach you blood magic." And then Gascard will join the fight against you.
Ooh.
What?
Except you
Do you get there in time to save Mommy, though?
No.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, there's no
At
saving
least
Mom.
that would make sense to have some reward for all that risk.
Yep. Nope.
No, you gotta put the mom in the fridge. You know, for
Gotta fridge that mom.
Yeah, you gotta fridge that mom.
Fridge
Gotta
that
fridge that
mom.
That's how you know it's a mature story.
So you fight him. He's actually pretty powerful. It's not the easiest fight against him, but it's pretty fun. The mom stays out of it. She does like creepy walk like a Silent Hill nurse or like I don't know, any number of recent horror like creepy walk-in person. And I like that. So you kill him, and then your mom collapses, and well, at least for me, Anders is like, "Hey, sorry, your mom was being kept alive by his magic, and now that he's dead, your mom's gonna be dead." But she does have a moment of clarity. I don't remember if that was something Anders did or just in general. And she's like, "I'm really sorry. I love you. And I'll get to be with your sister who you killed and your brother who..." She didn't. JK, she doesn't guilt trip you in her last moments. But she does say that she'll be with her kids and her husband. So she's fine with it.
My brother's alive, so she did not say she was going to go be with him, but she did mention
Wow.
Bethany and your father. I'm just saying that I let my sibling live because I love him, even though we have our differences.
So then
What are you
either...
implying with that?
So I guess this is the
Statement, Vanessa.
point where
Not
if you've
anything, I'm
been...
just saying what happened.
Not one thing.
Matt-
Just
Saying what
one-
happened.
Okay.
Did you get in a relationship? Because at this point, either your girlfriend or boyfriend will comfort you, or Aveline will awkwardly comfort you.
Oh, Aveline awkwardly comforted me. No. You know what, guys? Every time we start one of these games, every year, I'm like, I'm going to do like a romance this year. Like I always, I want to do a romance. I never get around to doing the romance. And then I always get to the end of the game and I'm like, oh, I didn't get around
You
to
know what I
romance.
did, Matt?
I just don't like the characters. I even would consider doing like a gay romance, but none of the male characters, like fucking Anders is the worst. And Elf Boy hates me.
Elf Boy
Can you
hates
romance
me,
Varric?
but no, you can't. He is in love with his rifle or his bow. So I did try to romance Fenris, and he was like, you know, would you, even though knowing what you know about me, would you still be interested? I was like, yeah. And then immediately Meryl's like, she comes to the house. She's like, well, you know, I just think you're the most coolest boy in all of Fenris or whatever. And I was
really?
like, well, I'm really
to you or to him?
To me. And I was like, oh, well, let's you know, I think you're a great friend, Meryl. Because I was like, well, I really thought something was happening between me and Fenris, and nothing did. So I missed out on getting a relationship because I was holding out for the better boy. And, you know, didn't see what was right in front of me this whole time.
This is always the problem with these games, is that, like, and it's the same, none of the men and none of the women interest me. Like, the women are also, like, there's...
Even
Bethany's
Isabella?
Is your sister. Isabella... Listen, I like Isabella plenty, but she's not relationship material. And Meryl is, like, not mentally healthy enough to be in a relationship. So that seems like a bad way to go, you know? Like, there's no good options amongst your party members. Even Isabella.
I don't know what you all are talking about. My relationship with Anders is great. Last
It's
time,
super healthy.
Anders is such a fucking dork. He's such a nerd.
Super great.
He's such a pathetic, try-hard dork. I cannot stand him.
He's great.
He reminds me of Vigilante.
When he
but not
showed
funny.
up to, like, comfort me, I was like, oh, hey, I forgot you lived here.
So... I had the single time with Aveline, and we talked it out. I feel
like we undersold how fucked up this is. So, just to recap this last quest, your mother gets kidnapped and then gets her face carved off.
Head.
Or something.
Head.
Oh, yeah, she gets her head carved off and put onto a Frankenstein body with blood magic. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. And it's gruesome, and it sucks. Mm-hmm. Honestly, this did kind of hit me hard. I really was like, holy shit.
Me too. Especially when Hawk is like,
gruesomely.
Mother, like, I don't like it. Reminds me of that one Buffy episode. I do not
the
like
body
that either.
I love it's such a good episode though.
It's so good, but also I hate it.
We have talked way too much about Joss Whedon properties today. That guy's fucking canceled for good reason. So...
That was a good episode. I mean,
okay.
That's the only person involved
Yeah, he
in
wasn't
its
the
creation.
only person involved.
Okay, that's true. That's fair. That's good. But we should probably, at this point, maybe stress that we agree that Joss Whedon is canceled.
For sure.
Yeah. Once again, you are listening to the Whedon Cast, the premier Joss
no.
Whedon cast.
Let's talk about Following the Coon.
I mean, I get it. I'll always watch that.
Let's talk about Following the Coon.
Let's talk about Following the Coon.
Let's talk about Following the Avengers. So the Hulk gets real mad.
So do you remember the Viscount Pierre Elliott Trudeau?
Am I gonna like him when he's angry?
Probably.
Okay.
He does summon us on urgent business, and he's like, my son, Justin Trudeau, has decided to convert to the Coon, and we are going, and you need to, like, make sure he doesn't, because that would be a political liability. And one thing I hate about all these Coon-related quests is you can't be like, actually, I think they're fine. I want to be on the side of the Coon.
Yeah,
I understand
I want to
that
convert to the Coon.
the story doesn't work, but I'm like, well, I don't want to convert, but I have, like, they're fine.
I actually just kind of want to know more about it. Like, they seem to have a very interesting, set of beliefs, and I feel like they should be easy enough to deal with if we understand those beliefs, but we don't, and the game doesn't allow us to.
Yeah. Because I keep trying to take their side, and the game's like, no, you don't actually want to take their side.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of do.
Yeah. They're now, I've been confused about this before. Kunari are the bullheaded people.
No, they're actually, it's the religion. It's like, or what do you, so
what are the bullheaded people called?
I actually don't know. They're called the Kunari, but they aren't. It's one of those things where it's like, I think the Ferelden version of it misunderstands who they are.
Huh.
And
Okay.
like you also see a lot of different, because they basically have a caste system, and so their names are their caste, and so like Sten, you fight a lot of Stens, but you're not fighting Sten.
You do fight a lot of Stens.
You're not fighting Sten from Dragon Age 1. It's just that their caste is their name, I guess. Is that right, Vanessa?
I got it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That sounds correct to me as well.
And anyway, so
We're all experts.
Seamus wants to convert. We go to the Arashock, and he's like, "Look, dude, Seamus / Justin Trudeau converted to the Qun on his own free will. So don't worry about it."
You think I would tell you my master plan if you still had a chance of stopping it? He converted 30 minutes ago.
Oh. And he's like, well, we do get a letter from him saying to meet Seamus.
Seamus got a letter from his father, purportedly, that was like, "Dear son, please come by the Chantry."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, meet me at the Chantry, a place that's dangerous to all of us.
Yeah, and then you're like, why would the Viscount send a letter for him to meet him there when he's sending me here to get him?
Mm-hmm.
So you can either go straight to the Chantry at night to try to find out, or you can go to the Viscount and be like, "Yo, you sent a letter?" And he'll be like, "No." And then you still have to go to the Chantry.
Mm-hmm. So you head to the Chantry, and everyone's favorite Patrice comes up with a mob.
Well, first we see little baby Trudeau praying.
Mm-hmm.
We think he's on his knees.
I was like, the second you see him, you're like, Justin's not doing too great here, is he?
He's fine. He's just on his knees.
Every time
praying.
someone's still with their back turned to you in Dragon Age, they're gonna be dead. Is what I'm saying.
But you do have to go through the whole falderall of like going up the steps and being
Mother.
Mama. That's depressing me.
Mm-hmm. And he dead. He
big
very
dead. And then Patrice comes in with her mob, and she's like, "Nobody leaves the church, bitch." And you're like, "Patrice, you crazy so and so." And she's like, "Yeah, no converts allowed. You're Mormon for life, bitch."
Mm-hmm.
Which is not true of the Mormons. I don't know why I chose that as an example. But
she does seem to want you to think that the Qunari were the ones that did it, not her.
Oh, come on. Nobody believes that.
Yeah.
Here's some interesting facts.
Mm-hmm.
If you killed the Qunari when they were up on the wall and fought with the crazy fanatic Templar against these Qunari, you don't have to fight Patrice and her mob.
Oh,
They show up and they're like, "It's us, friend, the other bigots, hooray." And then some Qunari show up and you fight them with your fellow bigot friends.
No, I fought the bigots, but then the Qunari does show up. I really like this cutscene. Is that
Tell it.
Is this no? Who do they shoot?
Yeah, well, in my
remember.
scene, first they, the Grand Cleric comes out, and she's like, "Hey, Patrice, you suck. You're probably gonna go to jail. You're not gonna be Mother Patrice anymore." And Patrice is like, "But I did all the right best things." And the cleric's like, "You sure didn't, idiot." So there's that.
Oh, yes, I remember who they shoot.
Yeah, and then Patrice is like standing there and she's like, "My job." And then an arrow just comes out of nowhere and shoots Patrice right in the neck.
What can you do that wouldn't kill her?
If you side with her and don't fight her, then I don't think she gets killed.
Oh, okay.
Why would you want to keep her alive?
Well, because she was going to be arrested and like brought to court justice, but then the Kunari shows up and does her a bit of an assassination, but she kind of deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Viscount.
That's right. He just the Kunari just stepping out of a doorway and shooting her in the heart and then being like, "Bye."
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like, thanks. It was.
He's like, "This is the way," and just dips out of there.
It was a real
Yeets the fuck
Yuri
out.
from Tales of Vesperia moment, and I loved it.
Yeah, they basically say, like, Kunari take care of their own. And he was one of us because he converted. Bye.
So you go back to Pierre Elliott Trudeau, and now he's just real sad. He's like, oh, my son murdified. And you can tell his heart's not in anything that happens for the rest. I really like this as writing, that he's just kind of not fighting anymore and has given up.
Yeah,
for the rest
you can
of the
be
chunker.
like, come on, we gotta, like, the city needs strong leadership. And he's like, yeah, it probably does. Not for me.
Isn't this like
Yeah,
that one
not me.
super depressed president who let the Civil War happen because he was super sad about the death of his son? I think that was an American history thing.
That's not accurate.
Okay. I thought that part of the reason for the Civil War was due to the president being like in mourning and super depressed.
I don't know. They don't let us learn about that in school here.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
heard it on
about
a
the
history
Civil War.
podcast.
Now, we
Yeah.
we aren't supposed to learn history anymore because it will make white people sad.
Oh boy.
It's true. You know, I live in Florida, so you're not allowed to make me feel bad about history.
Or talk about gay people in school because that's pornography.
Yeah. Yep. You know what I've been doing, guys? I'm a good parent. And I'll tell you why. Do you know what I've been doing? I've been making a reading list for my children, and it's all the fucking books that are popping up, and people are being like, "This is being banned," and I was like, "Oh, I'll order that for Haley."
Mouse is an amazing book, and it's
Oh yeah, I didn't order
baffling to
Mouse,
me
but I
that it's
should.
banned.
I actually
It's a hard read.
Mouse.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I'd
feels
wait till
like
they're
a
bit older.
late teen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a late teen read. That's not a.
No.
Well, I've been thinking about watching the World War II in HD documentary series with them, or some of it, because they don't understand that part of history, and I don't know how else to convey the information to them.
Yeah, it's like so. I feel like there's only so much you can process when you're a kid, and then as you get older and get more kind of context, and then you can process a little bit more. Like that's a lifetime learning kind of thing. I think
Yeah.
that's why you have adults who basically only read World War II books. Like any World War II book that comes out, that's what they're going to read.
And
Like my friend Paul, but it's World War II movies. The only movies he goes to see.
Well, and like when we were kids, there were still plenty of people who fought in World War II that were alive, and now there's not that many.
You know what? I went and saw Dunkirk by myself in the middle of the afternoon on like a Saturday, and I'll tell you what, that theater was absolutely full of old dudes, mostly wearing like some sort of military hat,
Oh, wow.
like a Navy
Okay.
hat or like that's like it was a weekend and but it was, the theater was like weeks after it had opened, and the theater was like half full, I would say, with old people watching World War II shit. And guys like me, old, like middle-aged guys watching World War II shit.
Anyway,
I go see a movie
watched
by
that
myself, I don't
movie,
care.
and I don't usually watch war movies, but that is a great movie.
That's a great movie.
yeah. Let's talk about To Catch a Thief.
Man, I just went and refilled this, and it's already.
So you get to your place, and Isabella and Aveline are having a BioWare. Two of your party members are having an argument scene, which is pretty great.
Aveline wants you to arrest some fugitives.
Yep, some fugitives elves who have converted to the Qun, and Isabella's like, no, it's really important that you get my relic back. And Aveline's like, oh, who cares about your sex toys? And Isabella's like, this kind of might have a little bit to do with what's going on. So maybe a little tiny little bit. Matt, had you been suspecting that what happened her thing might have something to do. Because I remember the first
No.
episode, you're like, or the second episode, you're like, yeah, this has nothing to do with anything, and we're like,
Yeah.
and
It still feels like it has nothing to do with anything, to be honest with you. It's very side questy, but I did decide to help her first because I had promised to help her, and I couldn't break my word.
I was
played
like,
this section of the game like a little boozy.
Oh.
So I was like real fast and loose with my decisions. It was real like, yeah, I said I'd back you up, so I'll fucking back you up.
oh, and for me, it's because last
and then I got to
time,
air shock, and I was like, die, shit.
last time I did this, Isabella left my party. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this right this time. I'm gonna be always on her side. We're besties. She and I are gonna be super great friends, and she's not gonna like ditch me and go hang out with the cool kids. Matthew, guess what happened?
I know what happens, John. She leaves you. She leaves the party.
No,
It's
I mean,
not nice.
It doesn't have to happen, is what I'm saying.
She always leaves,
There
but she
are-
might come back.
Yeah.
I was annoyed with this because she does fuck you over at the end, and I kind of was like, oh, I actually did kind of put my neck out for you, and then you decided to fuck me over, not the good way, and now I still have to fight Airshock, and I don't know how to beat that guy. I might. This might be the last episode for me because I don't know what happens next. Is there a console mode on Xbox?
Are you on easy? Because I had to switch it to. I think as a thief, you basically.
I switched it to casual,
Yeah, me
and
too.
he still beat me.
No, I switched it to casual, and it took. Well, we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, it took me 3 attempts, and I was like, okay, got to go to stealth. Got to summon my dog. We got to always be in stealth is the only way to win that fight. The game is not balanced to do a one-on-one fight as a rogue.
It's not one-on-one.
Oh, well, then I.
Yeah,
don't
we'll get to it. We're getting way ahead of it.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
the end of the episode, and we're
So
not there yet.
you get. So
I
she's
wanna be
like,
there, though.
we come to the relic. Come to the docks. We'll get my relic back, and it'll make sense. You keep getting attacked on your way to the docks, and when you get to outside where the place where it should be, she's like, "Okay, here's the deal. The book, you know that book that the Arashok is here for." You're like, "Yeah, that's the relic I stole, and it's the whole reason the Kunari are here, and the Arashok is mad. Basically, he cannot return to his like homeland without the book, so that's why he's here." And I can't give it to him. I mean, like, and you're like, really? Can't you just like give it back? And you're like, she's like, no, it's super important. I need to steal this or keep this book, and it got stolen from me, and I need to get it back, and then I need to keep it. Are you with me? And I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, sweetie, friend,
Yeah,
let's do it.
me too. Sure. Whatever you want.
So she's the reason the whole plot of this game is happening right now. And I find that is a very fun little character moment. That it seems like a like, you know, one of those BioWare unrelated missions, you know, what do you call it? Loyalty missions, but it's actually super plot related. And I thought that was a fun twist. And so I do tell her that she can have it. So then I got to fight both Tevinter mages who want the book and Kunari who want the book. And as soon as you get it, she's like, yoink, I gotta go. Bye. You didn't give me enough friend points or rival points, or romance me, so I'm out of here. All right, wait. But I've been trying so hard to be your friend. She's like, later. Goodbye forever. And then she disappears out of the game forever.
Yeah,
Vanessa.
that's what happened to me too. We were friendly, but not friendly enough.
Yeah, because when on the character ability screen, you can see how your friendship or rivalry is doing. So you can either like make her super hate you and want to stick around to see you fail, or super like you and want to stick around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like that too. I think that's kind of what's happening with me and Fenris is that we have like a what do you call it? We're frenemies.
Yeah.
Yes.
I imagine if I had used her, kept her around a bunch, because that's how you do
Yeah.
that. But she's the exact
Yeah.
same character build as my Hawk, so I never want her in my
And
party.
yeah, and first of all, You can
I
get
should've
through
played
this.
This is a fucking war here.
You
It's such a bummer.
You can get through this game so easily without ever using thieves. There's no point to having rogues. Rogues are not a very good DPS class. You're just better off with like a
Varric's worth keeping around because he's funny.
yeah, that's the only reason. And
Like,
she's
I'll
funny
take
too.
the hit because he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet she is.
She's funny too. I dislike that. You know, next time I play this game, I will be a warrior who will always have her in the party, and it'll be great, and we'll be best friends. And this time, she definitely won't leave me to go get some cigarettes.
Her and Varric and a mage, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Her and Varric and Meryl, because it'll just be.
But
then you have
Meryl,
to
you
play
can't,
kinda
can't be
mean.
Meryl because you gotta put some healies. You get someone with healing. So,
Meryl has healing. It's just like it hurts her, but it heals you.
oh, okay. Vanessa, what do
but
you
yeah.
do
What I do about what, Johnny?
about Isabella?
Yeah.
Did you let her have the book? Did she stay in your party? I guess you said she does not stay in your party, right?
That's right.
Did
I
you
already said.
kiss?
No, I only kiss Anders, unfortunately. So
That was a real. I've been watching Bob's Burgers, and that was a real Tina Belcher moment.
yeah, I guess I'm a Tina. Except
Yes.
I'm not really
Is Tina the crazy
butt
one?
person.
No, Tina's the older one.
Oh, I
Louise,
do
the
like
youngest
her.
with the bunny ears, is the crazy one.
Oh yeah, I do like. I like both of them though.
That show has a great sidebar. That show has a great grasp on like female, not I don't want to say like puberty, but like coming of age, for both like a 12 and like a 10 or like a 9-year-old, you know, a 10-year-old. You know what I mean? And it is some of the best jokes in the show are based around that, and it's something that you really very rarely see in like television. Two women, you know.
And one
Two
of them
female
is one of my
characters.
favorite actresses, whose name is escaping me right now, and I feel so bad about that. The one who plays Louise. I can't remember her
Yeah.
name right now,
Yeah.
but I love her. She's amazing.
John, I'm right there with you. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. I think she,
Shaw. It's something SCH, right?
Kristen Shaw.
Shaw, yeah.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah.
You got there together, buddy. That was
Yeah.
teamwork. We're wearing the same color shirt. We're both bald. We both have the beard. This is
He's
really.
got a big man on.
I don't know how Vanessa can tell which one of us is on screen at a time. She can't.
I
She
can't.
doesn't pay attention.
Right now,
anyway.
your beard is big and fluffy, and I shaved my face a week ago, so I've only got like a little baby
Look how
beard.
fluffy. I have a fluffy beard.
Yeah.
I've been conditioning it, like you said.
Yeah, and it looks good. It's
I don't look any better. I'm still a fat slob. Wow, Vanessa.
wow,
You like it?
Vanessa.
So we head on back to
You like floppy hair. It's floppy, but it's just floppy under my chin instead of over my eyes.
she likes floppy head hair.
Okay, well, look, I'm not trying to make this creepy, so let's move on.
So we head on back over to the Aeroshock, and he's like, "Hey, where's my relic?" And you can tell him Isabella has it. He'll like that. He'll be like, "I respect that you told me the truth." Or you can be like, "I don't know," and he'll be like, "I disrespect that you lied to me." Anyway, that's neither here nor there. He has these elven fugitives. So he brings them on out, and you're like, we don't think that they have genuinely converted. They are fugitives from the law, and we need to arrest them and take them
Now,
away.
here is a problem I have with this game, and I sort of mentioned it a little earlier. There's
Yeah,
no way of
you
saying.
make the wrong choice here.
Sorry?
You make the wrong choice. It sucks. You make the wrong choice here. This is
Yeah.
You should not. You should be able to be like, yeah, fine, they converted.
Yeah, because I keep trying to stay on their side, but the game's like, no, you don't actually believe that. Aveline's
Yeah,
like,
but I
stop
do.
saying what you think.
Yeah.
They're not just going to let them loose. Like, if they fuck up, they're going to kill them. So,
Yeah.
Especially
And-
when
It's
the elves
like-
are like, they're like, so what's your crime? And they're like, well, a guardsman raped our sister, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
wanted
Ugh.
justice, and the guards wouldn't
Yeah.
do anything about it.
yeah. Yeah, this sucks. This is I mean, I guess it makes sense because I guess that this is where they want the plot to go, so it
Yeah.
forces you. So that is what it is. That's,
Yeah.
I don't want to, like, sit here and tear the game down over
Yeah.
it, but it does kind of suck that you
I'd say
can't.
this is a sour note in the game that you can't take a different a different
Yeah.
perspective on this.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you could disagree with it and still the things happen. Like I don't see why you could. It would still end up the same either way, even if you agree with it.
It feels like if you could just say to the Airshock, like, I'm on your side and I want to help you here, that he would be like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's be friends. But instead, you have to be like, we're going to have to take these buzz back.
It's like, I don't think we should. So then you do decide their fate. Can you decide their fate?
The Airshock asked me. He's like, well, what do you want to do with them? And you can be like, let them go. You can be like, kill them. They're criminals. Or I guess the third option is like, I don't care.
I was just like, let them be part of your religion. I believe them.
Mm-hmm. And then I think Airshock kills them anyway, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's just like, nope. And now the Airshock stands up and he does his little speech. He's like, listen, I've been here for 4 years. I've been hanging out in this city. I wished I could leave every day, but I couldn't because I didn't have this book. Now my special book is gone, and it might be against my orders, but I just can't ignore how much the city sucks anymore. So I'm just going to straight up burn it down.
Mm-hmm.
And all the Qunari attack.
Mm-hmm. You do get lots of spears thrown at you, and you have to like dodge them. All of Aveline's guards get totally wiped out, and you're like dodging around corners, and
this is not the way, dude.
Yeah,
you know.
Then you got to fight through the city as it's being attacked by the Qunari. There is one point that I like where the Qunari are fighting a bunch of Carta assassins for some reason. I thought that was great.
Well, even thieves respect their own homes and want to keep them safe, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we fight through Lowtown, and then I ran into a whole helping batch of Grey Wardens who were helping out, and Carter was there.
Yeah.
My special baby brother. He was there with them.
And Mr. Stroud?
Stroud, the handlebar mustache man.
Yeah, he's in all 3 Dragon Age games, I believe, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, he shows up near the end of Dragon Age 1. He's in this one, and spoiler alert, he shows up again in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yep. But it was nice to see Carter again. I'm like, what's up, Carter? And he's like, I'm a Grey Warden. He seems happy, actually. Like, he's making his own path, and he's found kind of a new family, and he's not in Hawk's shadow anymore. So I think this is kind of the happiest ending for one of your siblings.
I feel like in my, the first time I played it, Carver ended up working as a Templar?
Yes, he can do that too.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Because he shows up in Act 3. Spoiler alert, if you take that route.
No, but here he's with the Wardens. He's helping defend the city, and he's like, I can't go with you. And I was like, there's something I have to tell you about our mom. And he's like, yeah, I got the letter. That sucked. And then they part ways.
Yeah, they're like, sorry, we gotta go. We have more important, it's just Stroud, and he's like, I got more important things to do. And you're like, well, can you tell me what it is? He's like, no, it is secret. It is Orlesian secret.
It is a special Warden secret.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And we all say, wow, who was that mysterious man? And he leaves. You do go through Lowtown, then you get to Hightown. Yeah. I thought you meet Orsino first. Do you meet Meredith
This part of the game
first?
aggravated me because there are a fucking million fights in the streets.
I had to do this twice because the game crashed and then put me back to the Carta and the Carta fight with the Qunari. So you get into this big fight with a bunch of Qunari, and they do get the upper hand at one point. After the fight, there's a cutscene where one of the Sarabuses is there and is about to cast a super deadly spell at you until he gets a big sword through the tum-tum.
Mm-hmm.
Who is revealed behind him that stabbed him that way?
It's Knight Commander Meredith. This is a person we've heard a lot about throughout the game, but never met. She is the head of the Templars, and everyone's like, oh, she's corrupt, she's the worst. And some people are like, no, she's the only thing holding the city together. We remember her from the quest involving the Templar solution, where we learned that she had rejected tranquilizing all the mages. And she's like, what's up? It's me, Knight Commander Meredith. Help me fight to the keep. So we head on our way there, and then we...
And she's super fucking cool.
She's super cool.
She's like, describe her.
She has like a kind of crown, like a
White
silver
lady.
armor crown. She has 2 like long pigtails of hair. She looks tough. She looks rough.
I like her.
Yeah.
Is what I'm going to say about that. And on the way, you also run into Orsino, the first enchanter of the Mage's Circle. And this is the first time you meet him in this game. Although, I think he's in... Is he in 1? No, I don't think he is, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
But he is... I was wondering if he was the O in the letter.
Maybe.
To the guy that killed your mom.
Maybe.
Anyway, so he's there, and you do rescue him. I usually like to take... I find I'm taking the joke options in serious situations less, because it's always like, well, you're doing better than the rest of your friends, aren't you? And you just see all these bodies, and your whole party just... No, they don't. I wish there was a cut to your whole party, like, looking at you after you make that joke, going like... Nah.
What is
That would be
wrong
really
with
funny,
you?
Johnny.
Yeah.
I love it.
Inappropriate
I mean, when
joke
Varric's
time.
around, you can always be a smartass, and Varric will be like, yeah, bro, I love Varric.
High
He's the
five.
best character in this series.
He's great.
Varric is fucking bae.
Yeah. So you were like, okay, well, come with me. We need your help. And he's like, okay, well, I am a powerful mage, so let's do it.
You need to take the keep, and you have 2 choices. Meredith's plan is just to charge in there, sword swinging, and then Lorenzo's like, I have a plan too to sneak in.
Well,
What did you
first,
choose?
even before that, there's like, who's going to lead this? Is it going to be Orsino or Meredith or me? And I'm like, of course it's going to be me. I don't trust either of these people. And
Oh, yeah, I did the same thing.
They have they
like,
both
no,
have
I'm not.
political reasons
you.
that it's good for me to stay neutral, because you don't want to be picking sides, especially since like half your party will get mad at you if you do. So I was like, no, let's do it my way. And then Meredith's like, well, you don't even live here, you don't even go to this school. And I was like, well, excuse me, I still care about this town, lady. And she's like, fine. So what do you want to do? We got to choose fast. Do we run at the front gate, or do we do Orsino's distraction? I'm like, I love a good distraction, like a ruse. I like a ploy. So of course I'm going to do a distraction. What'd you do? Did you just run?
I did the distraction.
I did the distraction as well. Why would you not?
Yeah. Ruses are fun. Of course you do the distraction. The other way sounds stupid. So he does like blow up all the Kunari and then like winks at you to like go by. It's kind of a cheesy cutscene, but I enjoyed it. And so you sneak by as he's blasted them with his magics, and you get inside the I guess this is the Viscount's keep. That's what they're outside of. So you get inside the Viscount's keep, and it's just full of more Kunari. You fight through them, and you get to the inner keep where, guess what? The Arishok is there. He's got lots of the nobles held hostage. Because Varric's in my party is like, yeah, that's what they do. They're going to round up all the important people into one place, and then either they get to choose to live, or they have to be killed because they aren't going to join the Kun. And that's what's happening. But the Arishok does give you a present as soon as you get in.
Yeah, he gives you a nice little hat. Sort of a crown, like a...
Well, the crown is attached to Pierre Elliott Trudeau's head, which is, again,
Right.
this is obviously, as these are Canadian developers, this is a reference to the time that Pierre Elliott Trudeau was beheaded by a Cunari.
Famously. But he's okay now. So...
No, he's very dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
He
thought
died a long
was
time
fine.
ago. No,
Well,
Pierre Elliott
then-
Trudeau died in like the 2000s.
Then who's this Trudeau that you all have been parading around everywhere?
Justin, his son.
Wow. Wow, John. I didn't realize that your country was weekend at burning burning us.
His son
Edit that
is the
so I
prime
sounded
minister
good.
now.
The son who converted to the Cune?
Yes. So that's one
Wow.
of the big problems. That's why there's the freedom rally of the stupid trucks driving to Ottawa, who just happen to have in their manifesto that they want to install a new government for some reason. and
Yeah,
arrest-
Johnny sent us a snippet of it, and it was
Install
like,
a
give
new
us the government.
with them in charge of who picks
Yep.
the government.
Yep.
Are you fucking insane?
And, like,
what insane person thinks that their tiny movement should be able to pick the government for the whole country?
And they're also like, the media's like, yeah, this is, they have a lot of legitimate claims. They have a manifesto about overthrowing the government. I feel like that. Just no. What is wrong with you? I have problems with the media. I mean, it's the opposite of the American media, where they focus on the really salacious, stupid parts and kind of make things worse. So maybe I understand not doing that.
No,
but
Johnny, we have our own group here, and we have a whole news station dedicated to calling them tourists and saying they were just peaceful protesters having a nice time when they broke into the Capitol and killed a few cops. No big deal. NBD.
NBD.
Anyway, I'm just a little frustrated about current events in Canada. Don't mind me.
Those cops weren't some of the good ones, Vanessa.
Wow. So he has beheaded the Viscount. I did like that scene. It was very Games of Thronesy.
Yeah, it was good.
There is a
He
technical.
throws the head down the stairs and the crown rolls to your feet.
There's a kind of
stuff.
hilarious technical limitation to this scene. If you pay attention to the crowd, there's like 4 people in it that are repeated so many times, all wearing like the identical outfits and everything. So I always find that stuff kind of fun.
I think it's because the nobles are inbred.
Oh, or there's a lot of twins. In the nobility. So, Meredith and sorry, not Meredith. So then the Arishok's like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Let's figure out a good way to solve this. And he's like, a good way to solve this is for me, because you're like cool. Or well, he's like, here, fight some of my honor guard. Let's see how you do. They are so easy. My team like just splatted them instantly. He's like, well, I'm going to call you very special boy. I forget what it is. It's Cunari for very special boy. And he calls me that. I think it's like Shana Na.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shannara or something.
Yeah. You are Shana Na, sort of Shannara. We think you're great. So yeah.
Don't hesitate to give us that book so that we don't have to go to war.
And then I was like, I'm not giving you the book because I still think that there's a chance for me to be friends with Isabella, but there isn't. I thought I didn't know at the point that that ship has literally sailed. She is gone. I guess I should have just given her him the book at this point. She's not coming
Wait, do
back.
you have the book?
I don't think so, but it did give me the
takes
option.
the book.
Yeah, it gave me the option of like, I'll give you the book. That was like one of the options in the thing. So I was a little confused. Anyway, so at this point, Fenris is like, since you're a sort of Shannara, this gives you the option to fight in a duel to decide these sort of things, Arishok. And Arishok's like, well, you know our culture well. And Fenris is like, yes, I did take a semester abroad in the Cunari and learned all. Do you notice my accent? Isn't my accent great? And he's like, yeah, it's really, really good. He's like, yeah, I eat a lot of Cunari food. I watch your animes. It's
a
very
total
impressive.
stan. And then he's like, "You're a stan?" And he's like, "No, I'm a stan."
Anyway.
He got a little bit retro with me. He was like,
Oh.
"I'm not gonna fight a woman. That would be like beneath
Gasp.
my Kinari don't fight women in duels." And then Fenris was like, "But she's not a woman. She's a Shanana. You just said so." And he's like, "I guess you're right. She's not a woman. She's a Shanana."
She is a Shanana.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So-
So I dueled the Arashok.
This one-on-one duel, if you are a rogue, it basically, and I know Matt has problems even with the full party. Well, actually, Matt, how does it turn
There's
into?
100 fucking dudes.
Oh.
There's 100
Ah.
dudes. And then the Arashok is sitting there doing his, like, insta-kill spell against everybody. Where he just picks your ass up into the air and you die.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do about it.
I don't know.
I've done my, like, double sneak attack, get him with my backstab while I'm stealth, so it's a critical. But even that only takes off half of his health, and he gets up and wrecks the rest of my day.
Are you getting Meredith to taunt him and like get all the aggro away from your guy and all that?
I don't know. No, I'm not playing it super strategically. I'm playing on fucking casual mode.
I think in this fight,
Vanessa suggested
Yeah.
have everybody attack him at the beginning,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm going to do next.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
would do
gonna
that. Attack
pause
him.
it and make everybody attack him directly, immediately.
and use all
And-
your make sure, because sometimes your mages don't use their area of effect spells, and so like take control of Aveline, have her taunt, then go take control of your mage, have your mage like nuke everyone, or you might actually want to do it the other way around, have your mage nuke everyone, then Aveline taunt, that way that everyone doesn't attack your mage. And yeah, then your thief does have a lot of great abilities for disengaging and like moving across the map. Like backstab moves you have like 5 different moves that will get you out of that situation. Decoy is my favorite. Decoy like places a fake one of you, and the Arashok will just be like, "I'm going to attack you for 30 seconds." This fake like wooden log or whatever it is you leave in your place.
That sounds super fun.
Oh, it's good.
I would like to talk about my duel with the Arashok.
Yes, please do.
Please do.
Are you a mage?
I'm a mage. It was still a very difficult fight. What I was able to do, I had to do a lot of pausing and unpausing, like to kind of get and play it like a tactic game. I used a lot of my spells that would freeze him in place or like stick him to the floor, and then I could kind of run away and hurl some big fireballs at him and things like that. But it took a long time.
Yeah, I was, because there's 2 pillars in this room, so I was doing like a figure 8 around the pillars, and while the Arashok was chasing me, so that I could like be using my stamina drafts and my health potions to keep alive in this duel, and then I'd turn invisible and he'd just be attacking my dog. Oh, that was great. It would have been funny to watch. I think it was the least heroic duel ever. However, I did kill him. And everyone's like, "Wow, you're the champion of Kirkwall. The champion of Kirkwall." Everyone's like, 3 cheers for the champion of Kirkwall. Cut to. Was it cut to, Vanessa?
I don't know. That's the end of this chunker.
No, well, it's just a little bit of... I'm just trying to remember her name. What's the name of French lady? Cassandra?
Cassandra.
Yeah, cut to Cassandra. Pentagast, looking at Varys. She's like, "So wait, you're saying that he beat the Arashok in a one-on-one duel? That sounds like one of your stupid romance novels." He's like, "Yeah, but this case is true. Sometimes it does happen like that." And she's like, "Oh, huh." He's like, "I think you got a little crush on our boy Hawk." And she's like, "I do not. It's just because he sounds so strong and noble, and you could defeat an Arashok." Anyway, it was a fun scene, I thought.
Yeah, that was cute.
And that's the end of Act 2.
Bum, bum, bum.
There's one quest I
In
just
the
want
end-
to talk super fast about, like 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
If quest called Family Matters. It's about Carl Winslow.
Oh my god.
No, okay. If Jim were here, it would be a whole thing, but he's not here. So
Carl is like, Urkel, stop trying to have sex with my underage daughter. And Urkel's like, I'm not
We're
nerdy
both
enough for her to
underage.
like me anyway.
and they what is it? Oh yeah, so Varric says that his brother is back in town, that there's been lots of activity around their old estate. And he's like, why don't you come check it out with me? And you go in there, and inside, well, there's some guards posted outside. You can take care of them. Then you go inside, and there are lots of bodies. Lots of bodies everywhere. You do find, like, some staff and stuff there. And apparently, like, you talk to his retainer, who was like, hey, it's really good to see you. Your brother's gone crazy. He's like doing experiments on our staff and has been murdering them all. He, like, that idol that he stole from the Deep Road seems real bad. And you're like, oh. So you go see him, and he's all like demon-y. He's got all demons around him. Something's real wrong. So you do fight him and his demon friends, and I did manage to snap him out of the weird fugue he was in, because I did have Anders like reach into him with his magic, and Anders did like clear out the demon infection for a little while, so that he was lucid. And so then Varric got to talk to his brother, and Bertrand's like, "Oh, it's really nice to see you. I'm so sorry about everything that's happened." And he's like, "What did I do?" And you're like, "Oh, you just murdered the whole staff." And he's like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry, Varric. I'm really, really sorry." And the end of this quest was just Varric being very sad about his brother and looking for a way to cure him. However, when you first meet the brother, he's like, "Yes, so I run into the estate, and then I take out my crossbow, and it was just me." And then you play this really fun fight for about 2 minutes,
great.
where he explodes everyone with one hit of his bow, and all his abilities just like nuke everyone. And then you get through the door, and there's all these demons, and you do use, or like possessed guards, you do use your bow to shoot through all of them at once. And then goes to his brother, and his brother's like, forgive me. And he takes out his bow. He's like, no. And cuts to Cassandra being like, come on, why are you what's the point of lying now? He's like, I don't know, we've been talking for a while. I wanted to have some fun, because the real story is just sad and boring.
Yeah, that was cute. I liked that a lot. I liked playing as Varric, and it was almost like a first-person shooter mode.
Yep.
And like his arrows going through multiple people at once, and it was great.
That is an ability you can get with him, is that his arrows will go through everyone. It is a good one. Anyway, so that was a lot of fun. I thought that was a great story and an interesting quest. Did that not, because you sounded surprised by what happened. What happened in your version of this quest?
The exact
Yeah,
same
Vanessa.
thing. I just forgot about it.
Wow.
Oh,
What happened
okay.
in your version of this quest, Matt?
I didn't pay attention. What was the quest?
Bertrand, your brother, or Varric's brother.
Oh, yeah, I went and got him, and then I agreed to spare him, and Varric decided to take care of him because he's been, I don't know,
Tainted.
shocked to death or something.
Tainted with delirium.
Yeah, whatever. I was nice.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right. Well, next time we complete the Act 3 companion quests for all your companions that are still with you, and the Felicia DLC, which is Mark of the Assassin? Mm-hmm. So that's the one where she meets up with the Queen of Montenero and the disgraced socialite Fiona, and they have to steal a Cunari artifact from another mansion.
I
And the
don't
baker, Stacy.
know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do. It's
I
a
refuse.
bit.
I refuse.
You
Don't know.
know exactly
know.
what I'm
Nope, not
talking
me.
about. All right, I can't wait. I've never played the Felicia Day LC, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. And I assume that Matt and or Jim might skip it, and that's okay. But we'll just add it onto that episode.
Yeah, I don't know that I have it, but I'll see. We'll see.
And then after that, we'll finish the.
What about
Game.
Legacy? Legacy's like,
What about a vote for our next fucking game, guys?
well,
All right.
we gotta agree on what the like. Will it be a themed? I like the idea of doing a themed. It doesn't have to be bad games, Matt. I will not put bad games or Tech War into the vote. But I think we should come up with something like a themed selection of games, like action RPGs or something, or tactical. Matt likes a tactical RPG. We haven't really done any of those.
I do want to play Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah. Well, want to do a vote of tactical RPGs? Does Vanessa like
What's
any?
the point of doing a vote of tactical RPGs? The only good one's Final Fantasy Tactics.
What, not-
Anything else that win will be inferior, and we'll all be miserable
What,
if we have to
Tactics
play it.
Ogre, Disgaea, Shining Force, Fire Emblem, all trash.
I mean,
Yes.
maybe to simplify things, we don't do the theme for the first vote and then start themes after that.
Okay, that
That's a
sounds
good idea.
We'll just maybe stick to the 10-year rule for the first one.
Okay, a classic
Final
RPG.
Fantasy Tactics.
Tech War.
That's not a game.
Yeah, it is.
That's a book.
It's a open world Bethesda style game.
From what year?
94.
Oh my god.
John, get lost.
It's garbage.
Classic RPG, John. That's not a classic RPG.
It's kind of a. It's. I mean, it's
No.
like as much as Deus Ex.
Classically bad is not part of the goddamn program. That is not what this show is about.
Well, next episode, we promise we will have our vote up. We'll tell you what all the categories are, or not the category, all the options are. We'll get our crap together, is what I'm saying.
I think
Are we
we'll be
gonna-
able to do Trespasser and then the 3. There's only 3 main quests in Act 3.
And
John.
it's Legacy, Trespassers, Dragon Age, Inquisition.
What are you saying? I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Okay.
The DLC is called Legacy.
Oh, you're right.
Impact.
Yeah.
You guys better be walking on your eggshells, or I'm going to nominate Genshin Impact.
Is it
That's
Genshin?
right.
I always thought it was Genshin, but I hadn't heard it
I
pronounced.
don't know.
Okay. The GIF of Jensen Impact will be coming up next. And scrolling down here. Matt, what are you squarely against?
I'm roundly against that fucking mom quest. Oh my god. What the fuck? You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? They murdered my mommy.
I didn't like it either.
Boo. Anyway, that's it. What about you, John?
I am roundly for. I mean, I know it's kind of. They've already done it once in the game, but I still liked the callback to Varric's exaggerated tales of destroying everyone. That was a lot of fun. What about you, Vanessa?
I'm squarely against mommy murder, same as Matt. It was very disturbing and upsetting, and I did not care for that. Even the warm arms of my 2 lovers, Anders and Justice, couldn't comfort me after that.
You're like, where else can... Oh, no, that's Fenris. Yeah, see, I should have romanced Fenris, because I'd be like, well, I don't really see what else that fist can do.
Oh yeah, his lyrium fist.
Yeah, Isabella already said that he could be very rich if he decided to use it in a certain way. She did call it fisting.
I believe that if Isabella stays, and you haven't romanced her or Fenris in Act 3, they will get together.
Ooh. All right, emails. We have an email from Greg.
Yes, we do. But once again, I cannot read it. Greg sent this email a long time ago, and it disappeared off of my phone.
I thought we got a second. Didn't he send it
He sent
again?
the second one, and I still cannot read it. I could for a minute, And then I don't know if it's because we share this inbox and someone archived it or something. I have no idea.
I don't know how to...
I've got it.
Oh, wait, I see it.
And I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Hey, Squoots. I know you 20-somethings are hip to the youth on the online blogosphere, but I thought I might make a suggestion on how you can take Square Roots to the next level. For a special episode/stream, you could do some Tier Maker content. Tier Maker is the new hot band trend that would let the four of you debate, argue all kinds of subjects while arbitrarily ranking them. The internet loves a list, and your audience would surely love to see you list things. Just a friendly suggestion on another avenue of content you guys could add to the Square Roots network. Thanks, Greg.
Now, I know Matt historically does not like ranking things.
No, I don't. I don't like to rank things.
Matt
But
doesn't
that
like
does
to
sound like a
rank
fun
things
stream.
because it's homework, and Matt doesn't like homework.
I don't like homework. I also don't like ranking things.
Unlike Vanessa and I, who seem to love homework for some reason.
Why is it like, why do I have to decide which game was better? Those are subjective opinions. It's irrelevant.
It's fun.
It's not fun.
But we can rank other things like our favorite
Yeah.
Peacemaker characters. I'll go first. Number 1, Vigilante.
Harcourt.
Is there a beefy boy in Peacemaker? Because that would get me to watch the show.
It's sort of.
Steve Agee's in it.
Who?
Steve Agee?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, well. You have a Google box in your hand. Why don't you figure that out while we plug the Patreon?
How do you spell Agee?
A-G-E.
I remember seeing this
Am I
guy.
editing this week?
Oh,
We're
that guy.
2 hours
Yeah.
and 15 minutes into this, boy.
I'm editing this
That's
week.
fun.
Yep, so next week, let's prepare our rank of our favorite Peacemaker characters, and we'll win the internet, apparently.
Great. Thanks, Greg. So, we have a Patreon, and Vanessa's going to tell us all about it.
Patreon is where you can go if you would like to support us making the show. It is not cheap to host a podcast, and we value and appreciate your help. If you do choose to support the show, you get rewards. At the any dollar level, you get your name read on the show, which will happen shortly. At the $3 level, you get access to all of our bonus content. And at the $5 level, you get to all of that. Plus, you get to vote on what game we play next. And this year, 2022, it's up to you. Every game after this series will be a vote.
Why does everyone say Steve Agee played King Shark? Wasn't that Sylvester Stallone?
King Shark
He played
is
him-
a shark.
King Shark is a shark. Maybe he played him in something.
I
You didn't
think
play
he
him in the
plays
Harley
him on
Quinn show.
the
Oh,
movie.
maybe that was like an early casting because he was cast for the film. Everyone thought he was going to be King Shark, but he wasn't. That's my guess. He's definitely not. He is in the movie as someone else. Suicide Squad. I mean,
Yeah, he is.
yeah.
Economos. He's in Peacemaker as the same character.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Comedian Steve Agee did the on-set motion capture for King Shark.
Oh, okay.
wow.
That makes sense.
And Sylvester Stallone did the voice.
Right. Okay. All right. So Patreon. We got Patreon. What do you got for $3, Vanessa?
I already said.
What do you got for $5?
I already said.
All right. Well, let's list off some Patreons then. Starting with
Yeah.
Alpha 5 is Sidehook in a robot costume. No, we've all agreed that he's that bad guy from Aquaman. What's the name of the bad guy from Aquaman? Manta. He's actually like good Manta. Evil Alpha 5 is Manta. Nawford, Stu Skeel, Alexander Chokic, the RPG Luminary, Nathan Poirot, Kevin Walter, OMG, what is this game? Aaron, Zelda 2 is underrated little. David Shook, WWE Mike G, Rolled Earth, Keysby Knight, Wawa Weewa, Stop the Shock, see Twitter hashtag for more info, Ward, Trialgist, Zachary Train, Mikey Mucho, Jake Dickerson, Tracy, Eduardo Franco, Citrus C, Hiccup, no pithy profile name this week, I'm on break, and an evil floppy-haired Vanessa boyfriend.
Hey.
I'd like to thank Michael McDonough. McDonough?
McDonough?
Magpie Juju, Angel, Anthony Cruz, Matt Rathbone, Dovahkien's Discount Dragon Barn, Enia Mazzini, Adam H., Huxley Iguana, Sean Gonzalez, William Westgard, Ari Copovara, Metal Gear Solid 1 in 2021, Kristen Ingram, Steven Paget, somebody's calling me, Mostly Rational Person, Brie Girth, Help, I'm trapped in this Avatar thumbnail, Jason Timms, if this game is a tale Varric is telling, and Varric is a bard.
Oh, no.
CharityWater.org, Johnny Five Alive, Adam Zimmerman, and Jerry Schreffler.
And I myself would like to thank Robert T., Rubber Bear, Ron, Christian Go. Why is everyone always covered in so much blood? That's a great question. And in fact, if you do not play a melee
So
class,
crazy.
like a mage or an archer, you do not get covered in so much blood because you fight from a distance.
From a distance.
Cerbus Minotaur, Justin Rash, Fresh Eyes, Joshua Bennett. Rhyhorn evolves into Rhydon D's nuts. Matt Newland, Megan Sullivan, Sean Walsh, Vanessa's Gold, Taco Bell PlayStation 5. Chief Hazard wants you to know that the opposite of formaldehyde is casual Jekyll. I'm Commander Squall, and this is my favorite store on the garden. Metal Gear Solid 2 in 2022. Race Jenkins, friend of DeSoto, Aaron O'Toole, Brian Pitt, Mary Queen of Scoffs, Arthur A., Armin Hammer, and Vanessa's mom grabs a price like a relic, then leaves the party forever. Mom, come back. Mama.
So we have a Metal Gear Solid 1 in 2021 and a Metal Gear Solid 2 in 2022.
Yeah, I think
what you're telling me?
James now has 2 accounts, and he's just going to keep adding more accounts until we played all of them. But there's like 10
you know what?
games.
Everybody should do that. Here's how you really vote for your game, ladies and gentlemen. Alt Patreon accounts.
Send us an email. You know our email address. It's squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. And if you don't want to do that, you can check us out on our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group for smart, cool, very attractive people. Tweet at us at Square Roots Pod. It's mostly Vanessa. Occasionally, it's Matt. Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
I don't know why you say that. I open the Twitter app once a month.
You can also now rate podcasts on Spotify. So everyone do it. Bombard Spotify right now. Even if you don't listen to it on Spotify, listen to an episode and then rate it a gajillion stars and say how amazing it is. And thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on Twitter as Beige on Beige. Links in the show notes.
Spotify listeners, I've told you so many times by now. John, no one's going to be listening to this episode for the first time on Spotify as their first Spotify thing.
All right. For Square Roots, I've been your host, Johnny Brandon.
I've been your Spotify, Matthew Van Spotify.
Oh,
Vanessa.
Vanessa's COVID.
I don't have COVID. You can't say things like that.
I'm going to get COVID tomorrow, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Episode done. She's what he pretended to be an
That's
innocent...
right, and she set us up.
Yep. It's time for Johnny's medicine.
I already took it.
Oh, okay. It's time for your medicine.
Is my medicine little tiny cupcakes?
Ooh, I want that medicine. Give me some of that medicine. Why does this closet smell so bad?
Here, Matt. Just reach into your screen, Matt.
Hmm.
You can have a little tiny cupcake with sprinkles on it.
Cute.
I'm going to have cake tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Man. I keep forgetting it's Matt's birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday, listeners. Did you know that? Nobody knew that because even I forgot to bring it up front, so who cares? Obviously, I don't.
Yeah. And you missed your chance now to be the birthday boy because, of course, next episode will be my birthday.
No, I want to be the birthday boy.
No, every year you make the same mistake. You don't announce your birthday until after mine has also occurred, and then we have to share a birthday.
Because when it's my birthday, I don't care and don't want special treatment because that makes me feel uncomfortable. But then when other people are getting special treatment, that makes me jealous.
Right.
And then I want special treatment.
Well,
I'm what people call a bad person.
my brother and sister are born in the same day. Different years.
no.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Different years. Wow. What a bummer.
Yep.
That's why she moved to another country.
Exactly.
I got lucky that at least I'm like late January, so I didn't get many combined birthdays.
With
I think
Christmas.
I may have gotten I may have gotten one or two when I wanted when I was like a teenager and I was like, I want a very expensive gaming PC.
Oh wow. Yeah, actually, that's what I got for my birthday Christmas one year was a nice gaming PC.
I did a lot of building it. I did a lot of like getting parts and putting it together.
But unfortunately, it went obsolete in a year because I just got a PC at the absolute wrong time. Now you can get a PC and they're good for like half a decade at least. Like my 4-year-old PCs.
Are they?
Yeah, my PC.
I've only been buying laptops and they last me 2 fucking years.
If you get a desktop, they can last a long time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.